Hi ho and welcome to One Man's Dream. I'm James and this is Curtain Call, where we talk about all things theatre, and this is my second review of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cinderella. Now, as I just said, this is my second review of Cinderella. I've seen the show in the last couple of months and I loved it, but since then I've read a lot of reviews that this show is not as good as that I thought it was. So I really wanted to go see it again. I was going to see it anyway because I loved it. But I want to see if I was just living in the moment, being that was my first time back at the theatre since the pandemic. So I don't know if I was emotional. But my friends seem to enjoy it as well. They loved it. So I don't know if it's just people's taste or if it's actually a really good show. I don't know who's performing tonight, so we'll see who steps up on stage. But yeah, I'll see you at the theatre. Hey up, I'm back from theatre. Now, as I said, I just want to keep this short and sweet because I've already talked about it before. I can see why people are not raving about this show. Now, the reason why I say that is I didn't click onto it until the last couple of scenes, and I thought, yeah, that's why. How the main cast direct their lines is to the middle third of the auditorium. It's like they forget everyone, and this is where you couldn't connect with the characters or anything like that. There's a couple of lines here and there where they direct it to the side, but whenever the main character has dialogue or monologue or whatever, it's always straight and centre, which is, as a performer, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be performing it to all people. The only exception is if you've got a solo and you're pinpointing a certain part of the auditorium. For example, in Only You, Lonely You, it's a love song that he wishes he was with Cinderella, and he's directing it at that pinpoint because he's imagining that's Cinderella, and that's perfectly okay, but majority of the show is directed to the middle third. Originally, I was smack bang in the middle in the special seats, but this time I was quite to the side, but I still had a great view. I didn't miss anything, but the direction, it very rarely came over to my side, and there was still another section past me, so I don't know what them people were saying, but I still enjoyed it. I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets. I think those are really harsh comments. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I strongly believe that with anything, but I do think people are being a little bit too harsh on this show and the production as a whole. There were a couple of cast changes. This time, Prince Sebastian was played by Jonathan David Dudley, who I thought was really good. He was on par with Ivano, who I saw opening weekend. Also, the Queen was performed by Michelle Bishop tonight. I did prefer Rebecca Traherne's performance as the Queen, if I'm being honest, but still, Michelle did a good job. I still enjoyed her performance. It wasn't like it was terrible. Also, there was a change in Marie. It wasn't Georgina Castle this time. Now, for the life of me, I cannot see the performer who played Marie tonight in the programme, so I do really apologise, and I can't find the cast list about tonight, so I can't name her, but yeah, I thought she was great. I thought she was as good as Georgina from the first performance. So from an acting point of view, I thought it was on par as opening night. Onto the star performer. Last time I did Victoria Hamilton Barrett, and she was brilliant tonight, but I want to do something different. Tonight it's Adele with Laura Baldwin. I think she plays her very well. She's like this dumb, pretty, very stereotypical stepsister. She's like a brat, basically. I thought she was brilliant the first time I saw her. But yeah, she's my star performer. On to star rating. This time I'm going to give it 4 stars. I just think it was not as good as the first time. I think it's a show that you should go see, but I strongly recommend that you sit in the middle of the special seating. I know it'll be expensive, but that's just my recommendation. If you can't afford it, that's perfectly fine. I wouldn't recommend that you sit to the side though. That's just my opinion. I might be completely wrong. I might be just overthinking it, but that's just how I feel. I still think those special seats are a spark of magic. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's still, when it happened, I was like, oh my word, it's still as magical as the first time. So they're definitely worth it. So that's it. That's all I really want to talk about today. So yeah, that was my second review of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cinderella at the Gillian Lynne Theatre. If you have seen it or about to see it, give me a message on Instagram and Twitter. I'd love to hear what you think about it. So yeah, I'm James, and that's your curtain call.